I apologize to anybody who just turned on the show and had to listen to that awful music selected by Joe deliberately to try to piss me off and make me more angry. But it fits in with the show.
It does.
Because we are discussing anger on this show, and I think we let out a lot of it. Joe talking about wanting to murder everybody at the in Canada, I believe, or the Greater Toronto area, and I wanted to beat up a 4-year-old. That was the first hour. So what better time than to bring in our anger therapist during our second hour, where we try to become informed on this show. Actually, we're pleased to bring in Jane Burbank, who actually, listen to these credits, Joe. All right, this is no evening at the improv stuff, okay? She has a master's in social work from the New York University. Mm-hmm. You ever bang abroad down there,
That's
Joe?
That's NYU over there.
Yeah, and a BA, which is a, what is that, Bachelor's of...
Arts.
Arts. Not bad, right?
Yes.
Okay. Look at you. Yeah.
Waiting to see what he came up with.
Bachelor's... See, she's already against me. Bachelor's of Arts in Music and the Voice from SUNY Empire State College.
Where is that SUNY at?
I probably did stand up there. I probably bombed in the cafeteria.
That one's here, in the Empire State.
Oh, Empire State. That's in. Well, that's New York,
that
though,
would
right?
Be New York. Well, it's New York State, but I was here, in New York City.
Oh, you were in New York City. Oh,
yeah.
okay. I thought she was trying to pull a fast one. You know, like people who, when they're not in Manhattan, they try to act like, you know, New Rochelle. Well, I mean, yeah. And you try to say it's upstate New York, they got all offended.
Yeah. Well, it's not upstate, it's Westchester.
Upstate is Albany. All right, so you actually, you know, because we started our show late because they were having, what happened? The German parade?
No, it's like some kind of bike run is going on, and Second Avenue.
Joe, you believe in this, by the way?
Second Avenue bike run.
Yeah, the second annual Jaeger shots till 4 in the morning.
Dude, if I was up all night doing shots and drinking, I would totally tell you. I wish I was up all night.
Why are you doing the Sharon Stone right now?
I'd
have to be pretty foolish to commit a murder and then write a book about it.
I went home. I was home yesterday by 1 o'clock and watched Mission Impossible 2 on TBS.
You do look fresh. You do look fresh right now.
He does.
He's got a nice T-shirt on.
He looks like he just painted something in Italy.
To go out.
There is a bike thing
There's
today.
There's a fucking bike thing going
on.
But
they weren't running, they were biking.
They were biking.
Traffic's backed up. Traffic is backed up probably onto the LIE to get
Danny,
over
how about
the
this?
fucking
I'm a little
59th
sick and
Street Bridge.
tired of your there was a parade excuse, okay?
Well, stop pre-recording your shows on a Sunday when fucking...
See? Get the anger out. See, there's another guy you can talk to.
The only day where it's acceptable to shut fucking half the city down is a Sunday. It's just like, you know, you guys live here. Oh, yeah, let me just...
Did you want to run him over? Did you want to run him over in your car? Wouldn't that be great?
Well,
they got
everybody!
They got helmets on.
I was screaming. I had the windows down. I was screaming. What the fuck? And everybody's looking at me like, hey, I'm stuck in this too, buddy.
Did it help?
Yeah. Screaming fucking rules. I gotta do it all the time.
I hate those calm people. And then they look at you just, you know, we're all just going to be sitting here. Getting mad is not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, it's not going to help anything. It's not going to, what's that going to do? It's going to make everybody tense.
Can I call you Jane and you get all these credits here? I feel like I should call you Dr. Burbank.
That was my father.
Oh,
call me
Dr.
Jane.
Joyce Brothers? You know, we'll give it a little sort of...
yeah, so
okay. So I saw you were making notes as me and Joe were talking about...
Lots of notes.
Stabbing toddlers. Okay, how would you grade our anger?
Yeah.
Scale of 1 to 10.
The first, I think what I'd rather say is it's not about the spinach.
Okay. It's about...
Is that the title of your new book?
Look at that, dead silent. Did you see that?
That should be the title.
Dead silent. There was a moment of...
That should be the title of your new book.
It's not about the spinach.
Not about the spinach. Right back to she's not that into you. You wouldn't have to do this little rinky-dink show. Okay.
So what's it about?
Yeah. Well, you tell me. I mean, ever since you had this breakup, you had a big, huge argument with T-Mobile, and you're going to court, maybe.
I love this. She's going to get into your skeletons.
Well, that stuff was happening before the breakup, too.
You think so?
But I think it was definitely a little bit worse after the breakup.
And do you go to Boston Market when you're in a relationship, or?
Mm-hmm. I love Boston Market.
But you go with...
Tell us about the lambs, Clarice.
Oh, no. It wasn't like this. You know, that would have been funny if I broke down. Yeah. Give me the fucking spin. This is our spot.
I didn't mean it that way.
No.
But
No. I mean, I have a tendency to flip like that, but it's definitely amplified. It's worse when something like a breakup is happening.
Were you ever molested? Can I help?
Not that way.
I won't. Okay.
Not that
I don't think so. No.
All right, sorry.
Airline pilot's okay, but the molestation part, no. I was actually thinking the two of you are kind of like alter, egos.
Yeah, I'm cool. He's sort of high strung.
No, he's the outwardly sensitive one,
Yes.
and you're the
Yeah, he has had meltdowns on this show.
you're the hidden sensitive one.
Yes.
I don't like this. She's seeing through the screen. I don't like this. This is creeping me
She
out.
saw right through it.
Listen,
Jesus.
Jane, thanks for coming to the show.
It's been a pleasure.
She got right
Wow,
in there.
she's really good. She's in there. I don't like it.
You know what's funny too? Bill and I will fight, and I'll get in the fight. I'll get really sensitive, and
Oh, and it pisses me off.
He gets really angry. But then after the fight, watching him try to be sensitive and make up, you can tell he's like uncomfortable. He'll be like, "Hey, dude, sorry, you're one of my friends, man. I really
he
like
just
you."
has these really soft piano playing hands, and you go to shake him, and it just makes you feel creepy.
But you do go to touch them.
Huh? What are you saying? I'm gay now?
I didn't say anything like that.
She's saying you want contact.
I didn't go to
Bill.
touch him. I went to shake his hand. See, now you were in. You were in, and now the deflector shields just went back up again.
I was in. I see that, but I expected that to happen with you. A little bit.
Anybody
The
can say that
deflector
afterwards.
shields.
Dude, I knew the Patriots were going to lose the Super Bowl. Dude, I called it. No, you're right.
But listening to the three of you talk, I was thinking a lot about how men communicate somewhat differently than women.
Okay.
Okay, so how is that? You guys all look at the facts, what seem to be the facts, rather than what the feelings might be, your own, which you often say is anger, and then
Right.
Rather
So
than
what is the better way to look at it?
look at the way you said it. Are you a little angry with me right now?
Huh? No, that was. You know what's so funny? This is. I swear to God, this is how angry a person I am. That I'm so angry that even when I have other emotions, it still sounds like anger. That was me being fascinated. Like,
You know what I think
So
it is,
what's-
though? It's defensive.
I think it's the East Coast accent. I call it asshole tone. Like, you just sound like, I have a lot of times people come up to me and like, I think I'm in a great mood, and people look at me like, what's the matter? You okay? Is everything okay? You're like,
get
yeah, I'm
that.
fine. What the fuck?
I get that all the time.
You just no. It's more defensiveness. I think you're right in there waiting for somebody to bonk you over the head. No.
Yeah. We.
Ah oui, monsieur.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's kind of how, Jesus Christ, you're just going to get me talking about my childhood. Yeah, that's how it was growing up. Yeah, people,
So tell
didn't
me-
have you got the shit kicked out of you, so.
Well, that was kind of interesting. I thought when you were talking about being on the plane, and you you
she's
notice
going deep, man. She's going deep.
you notice yourself getting angry, and you kind of go outside yourself and observe yourself from the outside.
I gotta know, I'm not trying to be a jerk, I'm just being honest. Your calm tone is annoying me right now. I'm just being honest with you. It's just like, I get like...
Defensive and scared.
Yeah, any sort of like, Bill, why were you... I just feel like you're going to put a roofie in my drink right now.
Yes, see the defensive-ness.
I'm a defensive psychopath.
But
Let's get back to Joe.
But the thing is, the two of you actually all of you seem to have great affection for each other. That comes out even in the way you talk to each other.
Sure. Yeah.
But I haven't heard you have an argument.
Yeah, but did you notice how he couldn't look at me when he said that? See, so he's just as bad as I am.
He's looking at you now.
But
I'm not going to look at him.
You're looking at me.
But
You're,
in my-
you're
safe.
afraid of me.
In my defense, I do have guy friends where I could look at them and be like, I love you, dude, but I know that would make you feel uncomfortable, so I don't. But then
No, the only way for me to I can't even say it. What I would have to, it would have to be buried in the middle
yeah,
of a bunch of stuff.
dude.
Things are gonna rain today. Yeah, I love
Can
you,
I
Joe,
tell you-
and
can
yeah,
I
I think
tell
we
you-
Like
the
rip
next-
his lungs
Can
out.
I
I
tell
really
you
care
something?
about you. Rip his lungs out.
Yeah.
I swear to God,
I
can
love you,
tell
you
some-
fucking cunt. Like that's safe for me.
Can I tell you
because
something, dude?
no one knows if it's what you mean. Yeah.
He knows what I mean.
This is a dysfunction in our relationship, but it's true, and it's proof of the sentiment that I have for him. At
you're
Christmas
annoying me right now.
Hold on, just listen to this. At Christmas time, we were doing shows together, and he gave me this AC/DC box set because we're big AC/DC fans. Mm-hmm. And I gave him this All in the Family box set because we always joke about it, and,
Yes.
and this other movie. And he was like, "Oh, thanks, dude," and I was like, "Yeah, thanks." And then I went home, and then he left me this message like really late that night, and he was like, "I just want to say, man, thanks for a great year in radio, and thanks for the present."
I
man.
didn't do that.
Yes, you did.
I
You
was
left me-
drunk and there was Christmas lights. It wasn't
Listen,
me.
here's the thing, though.
Doesn't mean you didn't mean it.
This is just representative of our relationship, right? I swear to God, I got teary listening to the message. I was so touched by it. And then a month later, I asked him if he watched the box set, and he said that he hadn't watched it. And I was very hurt by that. I was very, very hurt that you hadn't watched the box set.
Joe, I got to tell you something. I'm not trying to add more pain in your life. That box set is still on my bookshelf in the wrapper.
Why wouldn't you watch it?
Because I'm going to sell it on eBay.
No!
You see how he gives, you kind of give something to him and then you're taking it back. And
No, I'm just trying to keep the laughter going. Because I really, if it's going to get really sensitive like this, like, did you notice Danny ran out of the fucking room? I don't know if you guys noticed that. Oh, he's back.
There he comes.
It wasn't-
Carmine from fucking Laverne and
God
Shirley
damn
is
it,
back.
I was going to say that
You know,
earlier.
I'm using your joke. You already
fine.
said it. You said it before.
Oh, did I say it?
Yeah, the big ragu is back.
No. But you know what upset me?
No.
I was upset that you thought you had said that you thought it was a joke gift, and it wasn't. I got you that because we had laughed so much about it, and I really thought like it's a good show and you would enjoy it. Like I was like, this is great.
Dude, you
for
know
when you're on the road or
something?
something.
It is great, and I just, Joe, believe me, dude, I procrastinate, okay? And just add that to the list that has nothing to do with, all the other stuff.
I appreciated that message, man.
What's so funny about you being here, Jane, is like the emotions that you're bringing out is the exact, the alpha and the omega, however it is, it's the exact inverse of this show.
I realized that. So
Okay. I wasn't saying you were stupid. I was just, just
No,
reiterating.
I know. Well, the danger in bringing a therapist in is if you're really going to ask serious questions, which I find kind of interesting that you guys actually thought it was a good idea to bring a therapist on.
Well, believe it or not,
I really-
as dumb as we are,
That wasn't about being dumb.
okay, I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to keep the laughs going. Like, you got to understand, I don't have the clown makeup on, but that really is my job. Okay, I got to go over here, I got to spin the plates.
I gotcha.
I got to keep it going. Okay,
gotcha.
now you're getting defensive. No, I'm just.
What were you going to say? As dumb
I don't
as
even
what?
know.
You said as dumb as we are.
Yeah, we're actually trying with this show. We're actually trying to somehow become less dumb.
Believe it or not, it was
Why?
his idea to bring the therapist on.
I think it's a great idea. But
Was that my idea? I thought it was yours.
No, it was your idea. I called and set it up, but it was your idea. You said to me,
Was it?
would be great to have an anger therapist come on or
Yeah,
somebody to talk to
tell
us
you,
about
I go into so many
communication.
blind rages. It's just like I gotta be like that guy when I start tattooing ideas onto my arm. What the hell was that movie?
Memento.
you mean
All right,
if you
so
do-
let me ask you this. So what exactly? So you're actually saying so him sitting there on the 59th Street Bridge, screaming out vulgar names about women's anatomy because there's a parade of bicyclists going by. You're saying that's not bad to do that.
I didn't say it wasn't better or it wasn't good.
Now you're flip-flopping, Mrs. Clinton.
I wondered if it helped the traffic move any faster. Or maybe it made him feel more relaxed.
No, but it made me feel like I got to relieve some stress. Like I knew that I was in a situation that there was nothing I could do about. I couldn't get. It's not like I could just leave my car like Michael Douglas and falling down and just fucking start walking away from it
Should
all.
have done that.
Yeah, starting shooting people in 7-Elevens.
I believe me, I would love that. But at least
In a perfect world.
screaming at the top of my lungs. To me, it gave me like an extra, like, okay, I could deal with this for another 3 minutes until I need to fucking scream
So it
again.
gave you a sense of being in control in a situation where you absolutely had no control.
No, it was just like a release. Like
I
it was
mean,
just
in a
built
good way.
up, and it was
Yeah.
just you get to just open that fucking valve and let it all come out for a little bit.
Because, the thing you guys are all talking about, these
Hey,
fantasies.
get inside of him. I want to see him get uncomfortable.
Well, right. I mean, he's making a lot of sense. He found a way that isn't hurting anybody to sort of let off steam and then be able to be calm.
Well, what about the children with the windows down in the car next to him? Is he screaming that stuff out?
Were there little kids?
No, I don't, none that I saw anyway. But even if there was, I probably wouldn't have cared much.
I think you're the most in touch with yourself that out of the three of us. I think you're pretty comfortable in your own skin. You don't
This
really
is so gay.
You don't really go out of your way to impress anybody. You're not, you're pretty much you all the time.
Well, I mean, I guess that's easy for you to say because, like, you guys hang out a lot, and you see me when we do the show,
Right.
But outside of the 3 hours,
We see showbiz, Danny.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying you don't like I think we hung out like once or twice at a bar, but I mean,
Do you
Danny,
wear?
let's change that.
Do you
Let's
wear?
get to know each other.
Do you wear fuzzy slippers around your apartment and eating Cheerios?
I used to.
On a Sunday before you had to come in and do this pre-recorded nightmare of a show.
I had a big day planned today. I was gonna go get
Ride
lunch
your
and
unicycle with your pizza.
my motorbike.